Welcome back. Welcome back to the League of Hustlers. I'm your co-host HT,
I'm CD Barnes.
and get ready to prepare to prosper, ladies and gentlemen. And today we're going to be talking about the secret to making money in your sleep. Who doesn't want to make money in their sleep? All right. Who doesn't want to go to sleep, wake up, and you just made a little bit more money? All right. That's what we're going to be
Right.
talking about today. Okay. Now, the problem is that what you've probably done, if you created your hustle, right, but you find yourself tired, you find yourself exhausted, you find yourself overwhelmed, stressed out, anxious, right? The problem probably is that you've just created another job for yourself. Okay.
Hmm?
That's what so many people do. We don't want to create additional jobs for ourselves, right, bro? So let's just explore this concept, right? Of like I meet so many people, I'm sure you do too, that have started hustles, right? Started businesses, what have you, and then they are essentially a slave to that business now, right? Like how many think about how many people do you know like
Hmm?
that, right?
Tons,
Um,
man.
exactly. And so, how do what we want to talk about and explore as we just had this conversation is making sure that we don't get stuck in that um, rat race of a different kind, right? And we're just sitting there, a one man show, right? Trying to do all the work, trying to do your taxes, trying to do your accounting, trying to do your, handle customer service, right? So what tips, what do you think? How does one like stay away from that?
Well,
You know,
I think it's definitely important. Once you get to that phase in your business in your hustle, I think it's important that you do those things. I enjoy working with people. When I'm employed and like managers, supervise people that have worked in that position, they understand it very well. You know what I mean? So they're not necessarily like a micromanaging type of a manager. They're more like a working manager. They're just so good at knowing all of the activities that happen in that role because they've done that role and they've done it for a long time. They've done it for long hours. So I think it's important to have that problem because I think it gives you a lot of insight on what that process needs to be like. However, like you were saying, you don't want to make yourself essentially, a slave to now your own business. So I think the big thing, man, is just knowing your processes, and understanding them to the point where you can begin to bring other people on to help you to the point where, you know, you're not just working in your you're working on your business. Building out the process, which is a whole nother thing because how far do you go? At what point do you think you need to bring on help? That's you, bro. What point? You're on mute. You're on mute.
you got me. You got me. All right. So that's a key. That's a key point, right? So at what point do you transition over? At what point do you delegate those tasks, right? Just understand though, what we got to keep in mind is that you have to delegate those tasks, right? In order to create a truly passive income stream. And I don't think any income stream is fully passive, right? There are levels to the passivity, if that's a
Mm-hmm.
word, but every income stream is gonna have some type of work, right? And so it's a
Right.
constant goal. The game is to constantly get closer or as close as you can to 100% passive, right? Um, but as you're creating these income streams, there's this fine line that comes between making money and then making enough money to be able to pay somebody to do whatever that task is, and then still being able to profit, right? And that's the major turning point, if you will. That
Right.
like I don't know, right?
That's
I don't know. It varies per task. Like some tasks are way more important, right? Some tasks are not as important as others, right? But what we don't want to do is become a slave to our business, right? We don't want to basically create another 9-to-5 job, right? And so the secret to this is, number one, is understanding, like, you can't do everything, right? You can't do everything. You can't do all the tasks in the business, right? The owner of whatever company that you want to think of, whatever franchise, right? Franchises are great examples. And think about the owner of a franchise. They're not in every location, right? Let's go with Burger King, right? The owner of Burger King isn't in every Burger King working. The general manager isn't even in there working, right? So if you own it, the whole objective is to pull yourself out of it, right? And so the key to doing that, or this is where most people are messing up at, is that they don't want to delegate those tasks. They're control freaks. They want to be the chief. We talked about this in one of the recent episodes. Everybody wants to be the chief, but nobody wants to be the Indian. Everybody wants to be the head. But this is the problem that comes with being the head, right? You can't make money in your sleep if you got to be the head of every task. You see what I'm saying? What you think about that?
I definitely agree with the point that you need to get to the position where you know the value of the task. How much is that task worth to you? So that way, you can delegate that task to someone else and understand, what your bottom line is going to be for that particular task. I definitely think, it's your baby, you know what I mean? And that's great. It's your side hustle, it's your business. If you've built it to the point where you're making money, you should be a control freak, but you have to allow your business is your child, right? And once your child gets to a certain age, you kind of have to fall back a little bit so that they can grow. If you smother them, then they're not going to grow as they should. So, and that's kind of, I think what H is talking about right there. It's like, okay, it's not that you're not in control of your business or your project. You still are steering the vehicle. However, there are times when you're going to need to allow someone else to handle a certain task. You need to build your team, and and it really helps. Number one, if you build a team that you trust. That part. You need to build a team that you can trust. You need to delegate to people that you can trust to execute these tasks with your best interest in mind. And then as a part of your process, what you do is you build in quality checkpoints for yourself. So maybe you're not doing the work, but maybe you're checking it just to make sure you're putting that final stamp on the packaging before your final project goes out to your clients. And then once you do that, enough times, and you can trust, the person that's doing that process, then it allows you the ability to step back. Like, all right, this person is tried and true. They are definitely a good fit for this business. You need good partners, man. And unfortunately, it's very difficult to find good help sometimes, but it's a part of the process. Is finding that good help, finding good team members, finding people you can trust. And once again, like H was saying also, when you think about passive process and passive income, it's not always totally 1000% hands off. There's not a point in time where you should be just passing your business off and walking away and trusting other people to run it in
Right.
that way. You need to be checking in and doing those quality checks.
Right.
I'm an automation person. I tell people this all the time. People always I want to automate this. I want to automate this. And I have to explain to them, hey, listen, there's several different types of automation. There is a such thing as zero touch automation where you don't have to touch it, but you better check it. You better check it. Otherwise, it's going to run. It's like a runaway. It could be a runaway train. It could automate you into a disaster if you don't check it. And the other kind is like light touch automation. And that is, that's where you need to be. That's where you want to be as the operator of your business. Keeping that stuff in mind. You need to delegate, partner up with people that you trust, and then boom, light touch. Let me check that, good to go. Let me check that, good to go.
That's it.
What else do you need though? Aside from that, what else do you need in this process of getting that passive income going?
That's it. That, to me, that's the key. You need to understand, number one, that you can't do everything. And so right there is where your problem lies. You only have 24 hours in a day. You only have a certain amount of skill sets. You only have a certain amount of time. So, like CD was saying, you have to put those processes in place. Come up with step-by-step guides, right? On step-by-step instructions on how to do whatever it is. Some stuff you won't even know what to do, and you need to hire a professional to do, like accounting and stuff like that, right? Marketing, whatever it could be, some of those professional services. But some things that are like really specific to your business, you're going to have to come up with those instructions, right? And then have those check-ins, like CD was saying, where it's like, boom, let me just check in right here and make sure that whoever I gave this task to is doing it right? And so you need to be able to know your different, the word slips my mind right now, and I should know this, and I do know it, it's just slipping my mind, but basically like goals or performance indicators, there you go, KPIs, key performance indicators, right? If going back to the franchise model, let's say, McDonald's, you should know how long or how many fries somebody should be able to drop within an hour. You see what I'm saying? And so that way, if they're not hitting that goal, like, yo, something is off. Something is going on. Something is wrong, right? So you need those steps in place, and then you need those KPIs, those key performance indicators that'll let you know if the goals are being hit, right? So, right along with that, this is what we do. Right? This is what we do. We've created inside of the Dream Stream strategy, right? That's coming very, very soon. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you're ready and you get notified first when it drops. Because I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so beneficial. But inside of it, one of the many things that we've put inside of it is what we're calling the process configurator, right? Where we help you create those step-by-step instructions. We help you lay out and think through your key performance indicators, like who's this task going to be delegated and designed for? How do you track the progress of it, right? And so basically you need those step-by-step instructions, you need those KPIs, and that's what we're going to provide in the Dream Stream strategy, right? For this section, for the simplified and systemized section of the Dream Stream strategy. Again, overall, big picture, come up with your step-by-step game plan for each role, right, that you're trying to delegate. For each role that you're trying to delegate, you want a step-by-step instruction, something that you can literally hand to someone else. Here, worker, do this. Here goes some money for doing that, right? And then on the flip side, have your KPIs in place, key performance indicators, cool. You're executing, boom, 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 you're on target. Another task, you're looking at it, something is off. They're not performing as they should, right? Maybe I need to go in and modify them. Maybe I need to go in and research and figure out what's going wrong with this person executing this task, right? Or maybe they're outperforming it, right? And so maybe you need to adjust those KPIs, right? And so it's a continual process of simplifying it and systemizing it. And that's what we created templates for, worksheets for inside of Stream Strategy, right? Anything else to add to that, bro?
Perfect. That's it. You guys know, man. Like, subscribe, share this video. All right. Whatever you're working on, your business.
Yeah.
This is the play, guys. Put the processes in place. Make sure you hit shop.leagueofhustlers.com. Subscribe to the list when the process configurator drops, when the Dream Stream strategy drops.
Yeah, man.
We're giving you the tools, to help move you through these phases, through these steps in your hustle, in your business, And that's it, guys.
That's it. Until next time, you know what it is. It's been another episode of the League of Hustlers, man. Stay locked in. We out.